Welcome everybody back to R&B Homestead. I want to thank you for coming back and joining me on this journey from my apartment to my homestead. Today we're going to talk about what I'm planting in February in Zone 7A. So make sure you get your books ready. Make sure you hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the button. Also make sure you hit that bell notification so every time I post a video that you get notified. Also make sure to give this a thumbs up and share this with your family and friends. So let's get into this video. Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about what I'm planting for the month of February. So first off, you need to know what grow zone you're in. I am in 7A in Virginia. So if you don't know what grow zone you are, go ahead, pause this video, go over to Google, put your city and state and ask, what is my grow zone? And your grow zone will pop up. You can also go to the Farmer's Almanac to get that information, because it's very important about what you can grow. Should you start inside? Could you sow directly into the ground? So make sure you know what your grow zone is. So one thing I can say is I keep multiple notebooks. And it's not because I have a bad memory. It's because I like to write down everything that I do. Also, I want to make sure that I give you all the information that I possibly can. So what I've done is I've written down the day that I plan on planting the particular vegetable or whatever I'm growing, and then I put down the germination date and the harvest date. So this lets me keep a calendar of when I planted something, because I'm not planting one or two things. I plan on planting 20 or 30 things. And I want to make sure that one, they have the proper lighting, they have the proper fertilization, and when they're ready to be moved outside, then I know what time it is to do that because I keep track. Also in Zone 7A, where I'm at, they say that my last frost date is April 15th, but if you've been following the weather here, in Virginia we got a snowstorm yesterday, so go figure. So let's get started here with what I'm going to be planting next week. I like to plant probably 4 or 5 days out of the month so that I'm not planting everything all at one time. Because again, I not only work, I have my organic natural skincare line that I work on, and I'm also working on this homestead journey. So the first things that we're going to plant next week are our parsley. And let me see where our little parsley is. So these are our little parsleys. Parsleys usually germinate within 10 to 25 days, depending how the seed wants to act. Because again, this is Mother Nature. I don't control it. I do what the seeds say. Usually after they germinate 10 to 25 days, they usually harvest within 30 to 60 days. So you want to make sure you keep your eye out on your parsley. Next, we're going to also plant some thyme. This is English thyme. Now, I know a lot of people try to just plant one type of seed. I actually plant different variations of seeds. For my thyme, where a lot of people like, especially with your herbs, they like to keep them in bunches and freshness. But when you sell them at the farmer's market, you can do that. But also for my own sake, I also dehydrate a lot of my herbs and then put them in little jars to save for seasoning purposes. So with the English thyme, they usually germinate within 21 to 28 days. And after they germinate, you're looking at harvesting them around, again, 60 to 70 days. And once I harvest them, I may keep some quote-unquote fresh, and the other ones I would go ahead and dehydrate and put in a little cup. Then I have my rosemary, Rosemary again is 10 to 14 days for it to germinate, and about 70 to 85 days before you can harvest it. Rosemary takes its little time about what it wants to do. And with rosemary, besides using it for seasoning, some people actually use it in their drinks, in their Bloody Marys, but that's a side note. But you can use rosemary for that purposes. Um, I actually use, I'm allergic to tomatoes, although I grow them because I can sell them at the farmer's market and give them away to family and friends, but I am allergic to tomatoes. Um, I can't cook with them, I can't eat them. I wear gloves because I can't touch them, but I do grow oregano. Oregano can be used in a lot of seasonings. I use it in place of the tomatoes because I use it with oregano with my beets, and they can make what they consider fake tomato sauce or whatever you want to do for your pizzas or whatever. But I'll get into that when we get into some recipes for people who are allergic to tomatoes, what you can do to get that craving. So oregano usually takes about 8 to 14 days to germinate and about 35 to 45 days to harvest. So in between that time, you can harvest your oregano. And again, depending on how you cut your herbs, they will continue to grow, and you can keep harvesting from them for the season. I use a lot of basil and cilantro, which I will also be growing in this first week. I'm doing a lot of herbs this first week to get that out the way because, again, with me having this different allergies that I have, herbs and quote-unquote seasoning is my best friend because you find yourself eating a lot of the same things because of your allergies. So basil usually germinates within 5 to 10 days, and cilantro usually germinates within 7 to 10 days. Harvesting, they both harvest about 30 to 60 days. And again, you want to make sure that you keep an eye out on your herbs. A lot of people, with me growing in the apartments, not only do I grow them in the seed trays, but you can also put them in your windowsill to grow. So with me having just a little bitty balcony space, I have to conserve room. So your herbs can be grown on your windowsill. Just make sure that you get a lot of sun. And fortunate enough for me, I'm on the top floor and I get a lot of sun. If I'm not mistaken, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty much sure that I have a south-facing apartment, which is wonderful for growing. Next is dill. Now I use the dill when you make pickles out of your cucumbers. Dills take about 21 to 25 days to germinate, and they take about 60 to 70 days to harvest. Now you can buy the packaged seasons to make your pickles, but again, this is just another way, just like making my own vanilla extract, that if you can't go to the store and you're growing these ingredients, you can make your own. And that's basically what I'm saying here. Still in that same week, like I don't have 55 million things I'm planting, I'm going to be planting peppermint, lavender, garlic chives, and regular chives. Now, peppermint germinates within 21 to 25 days, and lavender within 14 to 21 days. Hi, Chloe. Chloe decided to come visit me. I'm not talking to myself, which, sometimes people do. As long as you don't answer yourself, you're fine. But hi, Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Hi, sweetie. And now, garlic chives actually germinate within 10 to 14 days, and regular chives germinate within 10 to 14 days also. Peppermint takes about 80 days before it's ready to harvest, and garlic chives and regular chives usually take 30 to 40 days. Now, lavender, on the other hand, you'll be waiting a while. Now, I use lavender in my natural beauty product skincare lines because I have a lavender lotion and soap, face scrubs and body scrubs. So I have a lot of lavender products. So growing my own lavender is wonderful because you can also make essential oils with this lavender that you grow. I get extra excited about natural skincare because, again, I have a lot of allergies, so Go figure. So, but with the lavender, it takes usually 150 to 180 days before your lavender is ready to harvest. Now, some people put your lavender outside and then they look at it and it turns black and dies. Um, it is annual, so it comes back year after year after year if properly taken care of. But again, lavender is a wonderful item to grow because you can use it in so many things. And again, like I said, I use it in my skincare products that I sell. And it's a wonderful essential oil that you can make with the lavender. Now I'm coming to an end for the first week in February. We're still in the first week of February. The last 4 things I will be making in the last 4 weeks, the last week of February is mint, arugula, sage, and I'm going to try my hand at some microgreens. Now, if anybody who knows me, I'm not a vegetable person. I am a fruit person. I am a meat person, and there's very few different types of vegetables I will eat. But I'm trying everything to make it so, again, like I said, when you have allergies, you're stuck eating so many of the same things that seasoning and herbs are your friends. So with the mint, it takes about 10 to 15 days for it to germinate, and you can harvest it within 45 to 60 days. Arugula, 5 to 7 days to germinate and harvest in 30 to 60 days. And sage germinates within 25 days, and you can harvest it between 65 and 75 days. And your microgreens are super fast, so you can grow them like this. And if you're at a farmer's market, that's wonderful, for you can sell them there. Also, if you're able to get into business with some restaurants, you can sell them your microgreens, depending on where you live at and how many restaurants are around. And of course, being in the condition that we are currently in, that may or may not be an option. But so you know, microgreens usually take only 2 to 5 days to germinate, and you can harvest them within 10 to 15 days. So you're looking at within 2 to 5 days, they start to sprout out, and then within 10 days, you can go ahead and take them and eat them. So now we're moving on to week 2 of February.